The truth about UAPs.
Secrets, a lot of people think secrets are like fine wine, where the longer you keep a cork on it, the better it gets. I disagree with that. I've always said that secrets are perishable. They have a shelf life. They're like vegetables in your refrigerator. They'll stay good for a while, but if they outlive their shelf life, they begin to rot and they begin to stink. And now you've got a bigger problem on your hand because now you got to clean up the mess. And so I think that therein lies part of the conundrum, that we've been keeping this information suppressed for way too long. My government at least now realizes that it's probably time to have the conversation, because it's only going to get worse.
Yeah.
The longer we keep. Look at the JFK files, right? Right now in the United States, the amount of faith and confidence we have in our government is at an all-time low. That's a fact. Right?
Yeah.
They don't trust their government. And that's a problem. And the longer you hold on to the ghost, the worse it's going to be. You're going to have to pay that piper, that interest, right? That compounding interest will eventually be more than the loan itself.
Right.
And so I think the time has come, and I think some people now, there's a critical mass within my government that recognizes that we now really, really, really have to be open and honest with the American people.
We're at an apotheosis of the UAP subject. Very interesting. I'm going to jump all over the place a little bit here with these questions, so be prepared from hitting different angles.
Got it.
Going back to the 4chan stuff, I myself had a deep dive into a lot of this stuff because I thought it was really interesting, and I read through a lot of those back and forth AMAs or Q&As that they had on those different platforms with my audience. And there was one that stood out to me in particular because it related to something that you had touched on previously in a podcast in the past. And we're talking about a giant submerged UFO. Okay. This particular 4chan leaker said that he worked on a team that was looking into what he called an MCU, a mobile construction unit that was in the ocean, in the Atlantic Ocean, that builds these UAPs and sends them out. And that they come in and out of this mobile construction unit that's massive, that's in the ocean, and that moves very rapidly. He said, he goes on to say the downed crafts were recovered and that these crafts were built to spec. In his opinion, they were built exactly for the things that they had to do, the jobs that they had to do, and it would seem so did the beings inhabiting or maneuvering these crafts.